The memorial I made is named the Memorial for American Special Operations Soldiers in Indochina and is dedicated to the various U.S. Special Operations soldiers who lost their lives in North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos from 1950 when the first CIA officers arrived in Vietnam to 1975 when the very last American forces left South Vietnam as Saigon fell. Over that 25-year span, many American units within the various branches of the military worked as special operations against the communist enemy in addition to CIA agents and mercenaries within the jungles of Vietnam. The more notable or declassified units are the Army Rangers, the Army Airborne Soldiers, the 1st Navy SEALs, Marine Force Recon, and the well-known Vietnam-era MACV SOG, while dozens of other smaller units, many likely still secret, concurrently partook in operations in Vietnam. Starting in 1950, the very first CIA officers arrived in Vietnam as the Korean War raged on over 1,800 miles away. Their very first goal was to assist the French against the Viet Minh, an organization wanting Vietnamese independence but with a noticeable rift in ideology amongst its members between communists and pro-Western capitalists that would later become problematic. In 1954, when Dien Bien Phu fell and the French left Vietnam, American CIA agents soon came to the aid of capitalist South Vietnam in 1955 to help deter the communist insurgency taking place by the Viet Cong. There wouldn't be any more escalations like this until 1957 when the first Special Operations Group trained over 80 South Vietnamese soldiers in the advanced training that U.S. Special Forces had, allowing South Vietnam to have some degree of their own special operations in their military. In 1960, JFK formed the Navy SEALs as a special operations organization to replace the Frogmen from World War II, and under executive order from President Kennedy, began operating in Vietnam as well, mostly training the South Vietnamese, but now beginning to go out on raids against the Viet Cong and destroying or capturing enemy supply caches. Things intensified from 1964 to 1966 as more and more American GIs, most now no longer special operations, poured into South Vietnam. As direct warfare between the U.S. and Viet Cong and NVA intensified, reaching a peak from 1967 to 1969, thousands of special operations were deployed against the communists from every branch of the U.S. Armed Forces besides the Coast Guard. During this time, Special Operations Forces conducted assassinations on enemy officers, search and destroy missions, counterinsurgency, guerrilla warfare, and PSYOPs, psychological operations to make the enemy kind of crazy, against them, as well as several rescue missions. One of the more notable special operations missions and last big special operations mission in Vietnam that stands as a testament to the Special Forces creed of never leaving anyone behind was the Son Tay raid in 1970, when 56 Army Rangers dropped into Hanoi, the capital of North Vietnam, to rescue their men from a prison. On this one specific occasion, it's alleged that the Americans may have encountered mysterious Caucasian men over 6 feet tall in unusual camo uniforms, believed to have been possibly secret Soviet soldiers. Yet the Rangers remained undeterred to rescue their comrades, despite possibly risking World War III by killing Russians. And the unofficial report is that all of these alleged mysterious white communists, which were believed to have exceeded over 30 in number by the time the operation was over, were all shot by the Rangers and none were left as witnesses. Nothing ever came of the alleged killing of the Soviets, nor has their presence ever been confirmed in that mission. The reason I picked the monument I did is because I don't believe that all the casualties sustained by special ops units are on any monuments in terms of their names. To support my point, part of special operations in the military is plausible deniability, meaning they were never there, or by official reports, the mission never technically took place, even if the men die on said mission. Because of plausible deniability, many special operations soldiers are either considered to have never been on any missions by the official reports, or are sometimes never even considered to have been in the military at all when they've definitely done their service. In addition, the existing memorials have names on them compiled from the Department of Defense, which only oversees the U.S. Armed Forces and not the CIA, meaning no CIA casualties are on any existing monuments. The monument is like the first Vietnam War memorial to American forces in Washington, D.C., with the names inscribed in stone. However, the shape is different, and on the upper part of the memorial, a star in the center of a shield is put as an emblem, with the shield signifying bravery and the star symbolizing the United States of America. Thank you for listening.